hop into spoilers. Because you already did.
It's become a like.
Okay,
You
We
can
get
get
the-
some
we-
dumbass
spoilers.
teammates, or you get like the
Okay,
smartest teammates
here-
in the top three.
From what I watched
Today,
a video
we're gonna do
essentially
these
breaking
nice,
down.
easy top 3 MCU fights.
Drop
We're
pick.
gonna do hot takes. Like you can either agree or disagree. If I get you to put off a strong emotion, from the fight I said.
Replica, Batman Beyond.
So basically, just try to keep your on this episode. Try not to should basically don't tell much. You're gonna watch
They make
that
that joke a lot
They do.
throughout the show,
Alright.
and it's a
Go
goat.
enough who goes first.
It is.
Yeah. And then they're like, they even call it a serpent. Like there are moments in the show where people look at the Cobra Kai logo and call it a serpent, and they're like,
Now this
it's
is
a cobra,
hard
because it is all of this.
Number one, it is obvious. It has.
Welcome back to the Suburban Trap House. There is something I wanted to show you.
Yep.
Something I wanted to show you that I saw from Tyrone Magnus. He did a reaction on it, and I think this kind of sums up everything I need to say without saying anything.
Okay.
It's about Superman, so
Mhm.
yeah. I'm tired. I'm bad at the intro when I'm tired. This is Man of Steel done as Superman Legacy's 2025 trailer.
Okay.
Okay. So, if you guys have seen the episode, it'll probably be up in the little Q thingy, whatever it's called, the little card thing. But if you guys have seen my little rant about the Superman Legacy teaser, then this will sum up just by showing you what I think they should have done. So, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for pick up from our mics with the big speaker.
In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
Superman. Superman.
I just want you to imagine one thing. Imagine it says Superman instead of Superman above Man of Steel. Just keep it nearly the exact same way James Gunn has the title. Just Superman, Man of Steel, or Legacy.
Yeah, this was done really well. However, not all the shots are from Man of Steel.
That's why I said either keep it named Legacy or add Superman to the top of it.
Yeah.
So then you can add the Dawn of Justice part.
Well, it's both Dawn of Justice and Justice League. Because it's Wonder Woman lassoing off the lightning, which
I don't think that's that scene. She comes down with her lasso in Dawn of Justice too.
does she?
Yeah, and I don't think it's her intro, and her intro is her blocking with her fucking
Yeah.
thingy.
Yeah.
There's a point where
But
she
I thought
she grabs
when,
what's his face.
Yeah, but I thought when she's whipping off lightning, it's
I
from
don't
Justice
think
League.
that's supposed to be lightning, but
Or might even be from the first Wonder Woman, honestly.
nah, it definitely can't be from the first one. It was right here.
A little bit further.
Yeah, right here. Oh no, no, you're right. You're right. But first of all, thoughts. What are your thoughts on this?
Really good. Like,
Now, actually, I want to talk about this real quick because we were just talking about this. We got a TikTok comment saying that they think the way Superman Legacy and James Gunn is doing it is actually the way real, specifically this is the word they used, real Superman fans want to see it, and it brings a stronger and a higher form of emotional maturity than they didn't compare it to this, but I'm guessing they're gonna say than Man of Steel
yeah.
or nearly anything we've seen so far.
Which I disagree with on the second half, at least. Like,
I strongly disagree with the entire part.
like I could see why a lot of people who are fans of like the comics and all that want like the look of the James Gunn movies.
I love the look.
If
we're are you
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
when we say look, are we talking about the aesthetic or the actual like I like how this building, his suit looks, stuff like that? We're not just saying like, oh yeah, the way it looks like it's set in an older era.
I will say
like stuff like
aesthetically,
that.
I do.
Aesthetically,
I
I
do like how
love
it's set,
the way it looks.
but I don't like how
I don't like the
individual pieces
yeah,
look.
No.
And so like I get why some people like that. I don't. I prefer the Man of Steel suit, honestly, over I think any Superman suit we've seen on live action.
I think Christopher Reeve's suit is a one-piece, full-on like Superman suit, except for like the pads inside. We know for a fact this new guy, don't even know his name. I don't even care about it. But the new Superman suit has the pads, but wants to look like it's less. It wants to look more realistic, but less superhero-y. Because that was Superman's intention by having like wrestling underwear outside of his suit. But yeah, Christopher Reeves is the best on looking with no crazy effects at all. Like they couldn't do anything. So it's the best practical suit. I do think, no, it doesn't have any muscle padding. Henry Cavill's is genuinely the best live action suit ever seen.
Yeah.
At all. Because of Henry Cavill more though.
Yeah.
He's the one who said make it a tight
That's
suit.
true.
And I do not want CGI, and I want as little muscle padding as possible.
Yeah.
So that's literally, we're seeing Henry Cavill in the suit. That is a Superman suit for Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
That is not like, oh, you could throw this on with a little bit of tweaks. No, that is an elastic Superman suit for Henry Cavill.
And yeah, I just
it also makes sense because normally Superman suit is made by his mother, and it makes sense why it's not made by his mother in Man of Steel because it's an alien suit. It's also skin tight to the fit of Henry Cavill. So if that's like a rewrite they did, makes sense.
Yeah. But I feel like honestly I'm like meh on the new Superman movie. I'm like
again, I still think it's going to do good because real Superman fans are going to be watching it, but at the same time, it's not going to be what they think it is.
I
You're not taking a comic book and putting it onto a movie.
I'm not looking forward to the Superman movie for the sole fact that there's so many Superman movies. The reason why I'm looking so many
Superman movies in the way there's Batman movies? Because there's a lot of Superman
Yes.
movies, but they're not live action. There's only like 4 live action Superman movies.
Yeah. But I mean,
Or
like
I think 5. There's one with
Right.
the Atom dude
yeah, Ray Palmer.
from yeah.
I think there's 2 of them.
Nah, there's Superman and Lois with a different actor.
You're right. But
Both CW shows though.
But yeah. So, like, I'm just kind of like, Superman. He's a great hero. He's like, nothing against Superman, but the thing that makes me most excited for the new DCU is the Bat
It's
family.
definitely Batman. Yeah.
Not Batman, the Bat family.
But yeah, I'm saying like,
like,
if you were to sum it up,
yeah,
you'd be like Batman, and
But
people would be like,
I-
okay, yeah.
I've told you. I told
Yeah.
you this earlier. I kind of want them to instantly kill off Batman. I'm not like
like 10 seconds ago. You
yeah,
said that.
like 5 minutes into a movie, into the whatever introduces
to be-
the
they ha-
Batman, he needs to die.
It has to be called Batman though, so people think he's gonna survive.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta call
They
it Batman
call it
and then show
Batman.
it the Bat Family or show somebody
and
else.
It'll start with like maybe Bruce getting attacked in Wayne Manor. Like, they could take inspiration from
The Gotham Knights.
either Gotham Knights or Arkham.
Yeah.
Because there is a whole thing where he gets attacked in Wayne Manor and Arkham, or even take some inspiration from Batman Beyond, depending on what time era they're setting this
be
in.
like an old man,
Yeah.
Hank Pym.
Like, I don't want Bruce to be the main Bat person.
Yeah, yeah.
I would much rather follow around
Well,
Nightwing, Red
because-
Hood, Batgirl, like anybody else, just because
Even with
he's
that being
overused so
said,
much.
this new Superman film isn't showing his origin. It's supposed to be years into
Yeah.
him being Superman.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that means. I mean, no, not I'm guessing. We've seen it. Lois knows.
Mm-hmm.
Not most of the world knows who he is, but like I'm guessing Lex Luthor knows
Probably.
who he is by now, because this looks like Lex Luthor's wilding out. Like we see in the trailer for the new Superman, we see him pull out a Magnum, and like there's a decent amount of stuff we see that Lex Luthor does that I'm like, Lex Luthor is not that crazy about Superman.
Yeah.
He's crazy about stopping Superman. He's not crazy about Superman.
Yeah.
Which in both Dawn of Justice, right? Yeah, in both Dawn of Justice and the trailer for the new Superman movie, Superman Legacy,
Mhm.
that's how Lex Luthor comes across. In Dawn of Justice, he's like obsessed with just stopping Superman, and he's more of like this Joker version of Lex Luthor, where he's super maniacal,
Mhm.
right? And then from what I'm seeing in this new one, he's more business oriented, but he's also they feed into the fact that he dislikes Superman now.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of it being like, oh, there's a perfect blend of the two, which again, we haven't seen this to confirm whether or not this is how it's going to be.
Mhm.
But to perfectly blend the two would be the perfect Lex Luthor, right? Where he's obsessed with stopping Superman, but he's more obsessed with the fact that Superman is this nuisance than trying to stop him.
Well, really, what with Lex Luthor, the reason why Lex Luthor is so obsessed with Superman is because he sees Superman as a perfect being, and he hates that there's a being that is more perfect than him.
That's not what it's supposed to be. It's
That's like partially the
he,
premise of him making Superboy.
He hates Superman. Is Lex Luthor's whole thing. He hates Superman.
Yeah, but
because he
hates
finds
Superman
him
because
he finds him to be a
Superman's-
nuisance to the world.
It's
He finds him to be a false god, and then because he finds him to be like this perfect being.
yeah.
But it's more
Which
because
is-
of the fact of what he does to the world. Like
Well-
Lex Luthor isn't a bad person.
Okay.
He
okay.
just does bad things.
I'll
alongside it.
agree with you in the universes where he doesn't make Connor. If he makes Superboy, then I disagree with you. In partially, I agree with most of what you're saying, but I do think that
But
part
Superboy's
of it
not-
is the fact that he wants to be able to be seen as a perfect being, just like Superboy.
Yeah, but Superboy is normally made to stop Superman.
Superboy is made as, like, digging into the psychology of Lex Luthor when he's actually making him. That's the, like, front reason that he's saying in most things is that I'm making him to stop Superman, all this other stuff. But really,
Yeah, like
it is
his
really 90% of the time when you break it down, it is because he wants to see
he wants to be able to
portion
control.
of himself as powerful as Superman.
He wants to be able
And
to control
that's the
Superman.
point of Superboy.
Not really, because again, it's not. Lex Luthor doesn't want to be anything like Superman.
Mm.
He just wants to be able to take Superman out of this. Like, he either wants to be able to control or stop Superman.
Mm.
That's his whole thing, right? So, yeah, we break it down. He sees parts of himself in Superman that he wants to be greater than.
Mm.
So, like, the bad parts of Superman, he probably sees in himself. But he also sees that the good parts of Superman, like super strength, like all of his strongest feats and all of his superpowers, he definitely wants those. But he also understands that he's more greed hungry than power hungry, right? So when he sees Superman, he's like, everything you have, I've been working towards, but you've gotten it just from your strength, like just from your natural ability,
Yeah.
right? So then he goes out of his way to make Superboy to stop Superman, but when he makes Superboy, it's now he's trying to fight for control of Superman, right? Where instead of it being like, I've just made this thing to stop you, it's almost like I've made you for myself.
Yeah.
And then, because they easily could have had him, if they really wanted to take over the obsession part of Superman, which they do in Dawn of Justice.
Yeah.
That's basically what, in Dawn of Justice, that's what I see.
Yeah.
Is he wants to be Superman. He sees Superman, he's gone through all these horrible things with his father. He mentions all these different things that his father has taught him and all this. And it comes down to the fact that when he makes Doomsday in Dawn of Justice, he really wanted to make himself Superman.
Yeah.
It's just he would have died.
So, my question to you. Do you think the actor for Lex Luthor in those is a good actor?
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. Good actor for Lex Luthor.
No.
No?
I don't think either of them are.
Who's the other actor for Lex Luthor?
Beast from X-Men.
Ah.
I forget his name. Really good actor.
Yeah.
Super good actor. He's also in Nosferatu, which is another great actor. But, like, okay, you know who Bill Skarsgård is?
John Sire?
He's whatchamacallit? He's, I'm forgetting his name, but chiseled jaw. Kind of looks as Beast. He looks a little bit human form of Beast. He looks a little bit like Cyclops.
Are we talking Beast from
the movies?
Which movies?
He's like
The original 3 movies or the prequel 3 or the prequel?
He's the
movies?
most known Beast. When you think
that
of Beast,
doesn't answer my question. When I think of Beast, I think of the original 3 movies Beast.
Show me that Beast, because I can't think of his face. Because a lot of times I hear him play. He's played Beast the most. I know that's confirmed. I can't believe I am forgetting, but I'm forgetting if a Beast is in the original X-Men movies.
Yes. That's him from the originals.
Definitely not him.
So you're talking about the guy from First Class.
Yeah. I was gonna say he's in Deadpool 2 when they open the thingies, that open the doors in the mansion.
You're talking about this guy. But those are the only 2 people that play Beast.
Yeah, show his face. This guy. I was
Yeah.
I need to see this nigga's face.
Yeah.
Him.
They're the only 2 people that play Beast.
So he is bald Lex Luthor, which is one thing I like about Dawn of Justice that they did with Jesse. What's his face? Is that he turns into bald Lex Luthor because we know it's not gonna look good. They knew it wasn't gonna look good. He looks better with hair, so they showed him, I think, losing his hair. Oh no, they cut his hair in jail.
No way.
What?
That's who's playing Beast in Doomsday.
Yeah, that's the original.
Is it?
Yeah, he's the original.
No, because this guy's the one in X2. So that guy's original.
No, that's not the first X-Men.
Then it would be that guy. These 2 are the first 2 Beasts.
There's
Because
I'm
X-Men
seeing
X2
multiple X-Men's, just X-Men's flat.
There's X-Men 97, X-Men X2. There's
And X-Men. There's 2 X-Men's right next to each
there's
other.
2 X-Men, but
Yeah, this guy is the original.
he's in the Marvels apparently. Oh right, there's an end credit scene with Beast in that. I forgot about that.
And everybody was hype about that because it was the original Beast. And then also the main thing is that there's
I guess it is.
I want to say
Well, okay, I don't know if it's original, but it's the one we see in Last Stand, X3. Because I'm not seeing him in any others, and I know we see him at least in 1 or 2.
Okay. I've only ever heard him as the original.
Well, he isn't the original, but he's the one that everyone knows.
Yeah, because I was
From
going to
the
say the
originals.
3 people who were the most hyped up from the casting call was original Charles Xavier, original
Yep.
Magneto, and original Beast.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well then it must be the Beast from all 3 movies. But if it's not,
No,
then it must just
it's
be the Beast from the most popular.
Well, it's the
one.
most popular Beast because
That's the
that
most popular
movie's-
original X-Men movie.
That is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The first one didn't do good because it was like the first superhero movie.
Yeah.
Second one didn't do good because it's just not good. And then third one is the best out of all 3.
Yeah, he's in X2, but it's not the same actor. It's a different actor.
Okay, okay.
It's Steven Bassick?
Probably. It's probably
Um,
Bassick or Backick.
One of the two. And then
But
we
yeah,
have
I
different
don't.
actors for the first one.
I don't think. What's the other guy's name? Nicholas. This guy.
Yeah, yeah.
What's his last name?
Holt.
Nicholas Holt. I don't think Nicholas Holt looks good as Lex Luthor at all. I haven't seen him say one line, but I don't think he looks good.
Oh, so he's gonna be the Lex Luthor in this?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's Lex Luthor in Legacy.
Who do you prefer?
I prefer Jesse. I want to say Wiseman is his name.
Hold on, let me.
If it's Jesse, if his name is, I know it's Jesse something.
Yeah, it's Jesse's son.
But I prefer him as like full Lex Luthor.
Uh-huh.
He took on the role of being like a maniacal, obsessive,
Uh,
hatred-filled Lex
Eisenberg.
Luthor. Jesse Eisenberg, that's what it is. Who's Wiseman? Can you look up Jesse Wiseman for me?
Yeah, 1 second. I'm.
But yeah, I think
You know who I feel like would make a good Lex Luthor if it's not this guy? Which it might be. I might be tripping and thinking it's not this guy.
I
but
have
I'm
two.
not seeing the movie.
I have 2.
The actor who plays Split.
That's Charles Xavier, not the original, but
Yeah.
I can't
That's
remember
what
his
it
name
is.
either,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Charles Xavier.
No, I feel like he would do a good.
He would do an amazing one. But because of the fact that Lex Luthor is maniacal,
Yeah.
but he's put together,
Yeah.
which is where Jesse Eisenberg, that's
Yeah.
Eisenberg.
Mhm.
That's where he falls off, is because as he gets closer to his goal, he becomes more crazy. By the time he's in jail, he's like Carnage.
Yeah.
Like the Carnage scene in jail and him, you could put side by side and be like, this is the same scene, 2 different actors.
Actually.
And this scene was supposed to be the original for him,
Uh-huh.
but they changed actors, and that's why it's Jesse.
Yeah.
You could literally say that for that.
No. Okay. Okay.
But
Just
then,
just because we're recording and talking about reviewing stuff and all that, keep going.
Nicholas Holt feels too childish. He looks too childish. They also have my biggest problem. Lex Luthor's a fucking beast. He's jacked.
Yeah.
Like I've never once seen Lex Luthor in a skinny suit. He's in a big buff suit.
Yeah, bulky.
And even when there are comic strips where he is shirtless and he's ripped because he's going against fucking Superman.
Yeah.
And no weak nigga is going against Superman. Let's be real.
Mhm.
And then, which is why it makes sense why he has such a big suit.
Yeah.
Like his suit isn't
His
like
suit
some.
is made to fight against Superman.
So
Like,
yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Which I will say, I
Yeah.
don't mind him looking more scrawny if they make the suit well enough.
I
And it
don't
doesn't look
mind
bad.
him looking scrawny if he has muscle on his bones.
That's fair.
Neither Jesse doesn't have muscle, and
Yeah.
it with
It's
the
like a whole joke in half of his movie.
yeah, and then the fact that Nicholas is bald already, we should see like veins popping out from how
Yeah.
strong he should be,
Yeah.
right? And then I think Lex Luthor takes a serum.